Please excuse my voice. I'm sick and my voice is completely gone. But I'm gonna show you how to do a basic solid form blunt haircut. So everything is gonna be one length at 0 degree elevation. I'm gonna walk you through all the tips and tricks and how to do it. Okay, first things first, I wanna talk about head position and why it's so important, especially for a solid form haircut. So I actually have a blunt haircut. So my haircut is all one length with a little bit of like front money pieces, like framing pieces, but everything's really one length. So when I get my haircut, I always am asked to look down so that when it is cut and I look back up, it does a little bit of a bevel under. If you don't have your client look down and you cut it, what's gonna happen is when they look down, they're gonna have this little like what I call a hair beard. It's just gonna be like extra hair that's missed at the nape. So always, always, always have your client look down when cutting this haircut. The second thing is when you get to the side, you actually want your client to look straight ahead at this point. Because if you had them looking down and you cut it straight, by the time they look up, that is gonna end up being curved up when originally it was straight. So it's very important that your client looks straight in the mirror when cutting the sides. Okay, so I accidentally cut this without videoing it, so I'm gonna start over. So when you're cutting the back, you wanna make sure that your body position is directly behind your mannequin, like that. You do not move at all, right behind your mannequin, okay? You're gonna start off by taking your center section, get this out of the way. Make sure your comb is straight. You want your fingers to rest on your comb. You're gonna comb all the way down, remove your comb, and you're gonna cut. Now, something that some people struggle with that I've noticed in class is little things, like even how to grab the hair. So when you're combing, make sure that you're combing until you get to the bottom of, I usually get to about there before I start to grab the hair. So comb all the way down past the neckline, get this hair out of the way, slide your fingers in behind, make sure you grab all of the hair, every single last bit. Comb all the way down straight. Make sure that your mannequin's looking straight or straight down, and you're going to cut. Now, when I cut, I bring my hand, like I don't cut like this. I cut with my hand out because I use this finger as a stabilizer as I cut. It helps you like if you're shaky and stuff too. All right, now I'm gonna take my next section. Notice my comb is not straight right now, it's curved over here. You're gonna comb it. Before you start cutting, you're gonna straighten your comb out and then cut. Take your last section, straighten your comb out and cut. Section, comb, and cut. The reason why I keep re-combing is because you cannot cut past your second knuckle. So here's your first knuckle, second knuckle. You cannot cut past that second knuckle. So re-comb and reposition your fingers. Now we're gonna do the right side. So you're gonna comb. Now, something I've seen some students do is I'll see them move their body position over here and they'll slowly start bringing the hair out here. It has to be directed back. Like when you comb it down, everything should be straight with the comb. So you're gonna take your next section, take some of that out of the way, comb it straight. You're going to cut towards the guide. Take your next section, hold, cut towards the guide. Take your last section. Now, as I said, when I comb this down, everything should be perfectly straight with your comb. So if it's drifted, let's say it's like a little bit longer on this side, you would go back to the center and you would slowly cut it straight from that point on. As long as your comb is straight and your fingers are in line with the comb, everything should be cut straight. Do not put your comb down. Always put your comb in your thumb and then cut, always. Now we're on to the sides. What do we need to do for head position? She needs to look straight. She no longer should be looking down. She should be looking straight. Now what you're gonna do is make sure that you are in line with where you're cutting. So I'm in line with this section. I need to join these two sections together. So you're gonna cut at two parts. You're gonna cut first at the shoulder, second, maybe even also at the shoulder. You might have to comb it again. Then you're gonna comb in front of the shoulder and cut. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like. You're gonna comb these two sections together. You're gonna grab some of the back with the sides. You're gonna comb it straight down at the shoulder. And what you're gonna see is a short section that gradually gets longer. You're gonna go to that in-between section right here, and you're gonna cut this to that middle section, just like that. Then you're going to comb a little bit more of the side over to the shoulder. And again, cut to that point. This very last section in the front, I usually will let fall in front of the shoulder. I will grab it and I will bring it in front of the shoulder and I will cut that even. So now everything is even. Again, I'm going to join these two sections together. I'm going to pull it at the shoulder. I'm going to cut from that middle guide over. I'm going to recomb, reposition so that I'm cutting in front of my second knuckle. Now this last section, I'm going to turn her this way and I'm going to join and pull in front of the shoulder and I'm going to cut there. I have one more little piece left. Something that I like to do to make sure that everything's even is sometimes I will comb it forward in front of the face and I will cut this last section so that everything in front is in line, like so. I forgot to mention, before moving on to the sides, I usually will take the sides of the back section and pull it down and make sure they're even. And that's how I quote unquote cross check. I do not cross check solid form haircuts because everything is being brought to 0 degrees. If I were to cross check and pull out like this, that's not gonna be accurate because everything was held at 0 degrees. Cross checking would technically be taking vertical sections and holding them all the way down at 0. And you can't really cross check that way. Well, you can, but it's not useful. So I don't cross check, I just comb everything down and make sure everything is even. Now this was cut while she was looking down, right? Now that she's looking straight, it does do that slight little U shape and that is appropriate. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now to check the front, what you're gonna do is comb everything. You're gonna take your fingers, go in, go down and rotate, and everything is even. And that's it. Easy peasy.